Daily Broadside, day 603. Spent the last 48 hours phone because the screen that I had put in last week and battery, apparently the screen was defective. Do you know how difficult it is to exist in a modern society without a phone? Having to contact people on email is just treacherous. I don't understand how we existed 30 years ago. It makes zero sense whatsoever. You don't know how to go anywhere. You've never been. You're like, I don't even know how I found stuff back in the day. I mean, I remember my parents had a big Rand McNally like street atlas, like for vacation. We kept it in the car. I didn't need that to go to towns. I don't know how I found places. It's very strange. Fortunately, I've got an impeccable memory, and I can remember most people's phone numbers that I call on a regular basis and all, but still can't call them. And I don't have everybody's email. It's just kind of a weird situation to have yourself in, and you find yourself at home. You're like, I just got nothing to do right now. It's like 8 o'clock at night, and you're just kind of winding down, and you're just twiddling your thumbs. And so I guess that's what books are for. I watched a video on my computer yesterday. Some British food truck guy's got a baked potato food truck, and he takes a baked potato. He asks if they want butter, and most of them say yes. And then he puts like a slab of butter. It's the size of a pool ball onto the baked potato, and it's in this small like little Big Mac like clamshell container. So there's not a lot of room. And then most people get either curried chicken or baked beans put on it. The first one I saw was baked beans topped with tuna salad. I just feel like if I went over to England and just whipped up some like buffalo chicken dip, that their minds would explode. Because if that's what they find, like, really good cuisine, I don't know where that comes from, it's insane that people would do that. And of course, they eat baked beans for breakfast, which I've never had. I don't think that would be very appetizing, but maybe it's all about, what you're used to. I mean, in Scotland, they eat haggis, and that's just boiled sheep stomach with innards all pulped up, and it just doesn't sound very appetizing. You know what I mean? I don't dream like I used to dream. I used to dream all the time, and now it's kind of sparse and Spartan. So I try to get my dreams kind of jump started some nights where I'm just interested in dreaming, and so I'll put on music, and it'll always be something weird. I don't put on House is the Holy. I'll put on like King Crimson's album, a King Crimson's album, or a Bitches Brew by Miles Davis, something that's just mostly background music, but kind of weird and takes you in strange places and all. And I find that it normally will stimulate some weird dreams, as opposed to not having music at all, or sleeping to just like the radio or something normal and all. I had to get my neighbor to wake me up this morning because I couldn't get my stupid alarm clock to work. I've never used the dumb thing, and I've long since thrown the instructions away. Couldn't get it to go. This morning it went off at like 8 o'clock, and I had it set for what I thought was 7. I figured I had it set to 7 p.m. No, it's 8 o'clock, but it clearly says 7. I only got the clock because it shoots a red time up onto the ceiling. That's really the only reason I got it. But otherwise, I had no way of waking up. I didn't trust that I was just going to wake up, and so he comes beating on my door because I don't have doorbells. In any of the houses I live in, I don't have doorbells, and I have my reasons, but nevertheless. While we're talking about weird music, I do not understand how, what is it, Trout Mask Replica, the Captain Beefheart album that people say is like one of the greatest albums and what. I cannot get into this. It's just utter noise. That Frank Zappa, bands like that, they're just noise. I don't understand how you can sit back and listen to that stuff. And I listen to Buckethead, I enjoy his stuff, but it's completely different kind of cacophony, but it's just strange to me that people listen to that crap with any degree of enjoyment, because Captain Beefheart especially, it's just absolute trash. It's trash. So is he, but anyway, and so is Frank Zappa for that matter. And don't be airdropping me anything. I don't trust that. I don't know what it is. I don't know how it works, and I don't trust where it goes. Somebody tried to airdrop me something the other day, and it came up, and I immediately hit decline because A, I don't know what I'm doing, and B, it just seems kind of sketchy. And Lee Trevino, the famed Mexican golfer from the 80s, who won a few majors back in the heyday of golf in the late 70s, early 80s, back when golf was golf and men were men and sheep were scared of golfers. He married two different women, maybe more, I don't know, but I think just two different women, and they're both named Claudia. And I thought that was very strange, although very smart on his sexual part. You know, you can't mess up and blurt out the wrong name, that's for sure. But because that could be awkward. But then I was talking to somebody who's Hispanic last week, and they said that that's a pretty common name. I mean, that's like Mary or something in English or American vernacular or whatever. So maybe it's not that uncommon. I just find it would just be strange to me to be married to somebody that for years and years I called by the same name. But apparently Lee doesn't mind, and it served him well because I think they're still married. So I guess it hasn't really sprung a leak in the bottom of the hull thus far. Y'all have a great one. I'm going to go enjoy my phone. Giddy.